So guys, what's going on? So it's another video, and today we are back and welcome to another edition of ARK Survival Evolved Weekly News, going over the ARK Digest. This week's ARK Digest is going to be number 4. And, well, it's a pretty special digest because A, they released it at like 10 p.m, so I couldn't get it up Wednesday, sadly. But B, it is the first ARK Digest to be released after release because ARK Survival Evolved is now available on Steam. That is right, you can buy the game, it is there, it's awesome. Mind blown. Anyways, let's hop right into the ARK Digest and start going over what they were going over. So, to begin with, the game has launched. Woohoo! Along with that, they said that they are focusing on optimization and bug squashing, kind of now that the game is released, but content is still going to be coming, just that there's kind of, I think, 2 separate teams possibly working on it, where there's guys working on content and guys working on optimization, but, like they said, optimization and bug squashing, because optimization does seem to be a very big need of the game right now. That is being worked on, which is awesome news to hear. They also said they will soon be presenting modding tools and even their first kind of modded game mode that they themselves made, which is called Raptor Rapture, which is actually a game mode to show off what tools can do. And for the most part, Raptor Rapture pretty much is just endless waves of raptors coming at you and you gotta survive. At least to my knowledge, that's what I got out of it. They also said that coming within the next few weeks is going to be sign painting, expanded illness and weather systems, the Plesiosaurus, the Spinosaurus, the Mega Nuera, the Shastasaurus, and the Cave of the Hunter. Now these are just some of the things that they mentioned. Hope I didn't butcher them too badly, but there they are. They also did mention that there are already 6 major cave networks on the island, along with 12 underwater mini caves, so that's a good thing to keep in mind as you explore. And again, they're just reiterating that optimization is top priority. FPS and performance is going to improve over the coming weeks, which is awesome news to hear, because the first time I launched in the game, I was getting about 15 FPS, but after some twiddling with the settings, it got a bit better, but still. Optimization, very welcome. Then he also talks about the server issues and some of the workarounds for the time being. If you want to kind of get into those, I'll leave a link down below to the digest so you could check out the certain method that he mentions. And then he also talks about how patch notes are going to work, how the patching schedule is going to be for the near future, etc. Stuff like that. And that's about it. Really not a lot of content in this week's ARK Digest because the game did launch and they did say that they are going to be working on optimization and stuff for the most part right now. But nonetheless, tons of content yet to come, and I'm excited to be going over next week ARK Digest and hopefully going over some new stuff as well. Now then, without further ado, let's venture on into what I would hope is your favorite segment. That is right, the dossier den for this week, with a grand total of what I believe to be 5 dossiers. We are going to be kicking off with the Triceratops. So the Triceratops is a herbivore and short-tempered and extremely aggressive once angered. They can be found in herds, and they've even been seen ganging up on T-Rexes. Once tamed, they make a good pack animal and also a good warhorse / mount, so they're pretty versatile in that they're a good mount, they're good for attacking, and they also can carry a decent amount of stuff. Once you actually mount it on it, one of its attacks, I believe, is that you can charge with it, and its like gigantic front head, as you can see here, it actually provides great cover. Next up, we have the Parasaur, which is a herbivore, skittish, and pretty much docile, so once startled, it will actually run relatively fast away. It doesn't really like to stay and fight. It is actually pretty fast in water, and something pretty cool is that it can actually snorkel due to the ridge on its head, as you can kind of see here. It is relatively common as a mount, but nonetheless, once tamed, it does make for a pretty good mount. However, it can barely defend itself, but nonetheless, it is very good, especially for something like medium distance transport. Next up, we have probably everyone's favorite dinosaur, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's right, the T-Rex is going to be the 3rd dossier for now. So the T-Rex is a carnivore and aggressive and one of the deadliest dinosaurs on the island. Has a powerful bite, stomp, tail, etc. All that stuff. It is literally just a killing machine. Once tamed, it is literally an amazing mount. Owners are going to be feared across the island if they're able to get their hands on this thing, and it is a perfect goal for aspiring tribes to take, because if you're like a tribe that likes to go to war, having this thing in your arsenal is going to scare the poop out of everybody who tries to go against you. After this, we have a bit of a less descriptive dossier, but a dossier nonetheless, and that is the Broodmother. The Broodmother. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Broodmother. So there's actually little info about it, but it does seem to be the mother spider reference in the spider dossier, if you guys can remember back to then. It seems to be some sort of a boss creature, and from what I was seeing in game, I actually found one of the obelisks in game, and the Broodmother was a summonable creature there, so I do believe it is a boss creature that is going to be summonable at one of the obelisks, and I think every obelisk is actually a bit different in what boss it can summon, so obelisks are going to be a very key part of the game, and I want to see how more bosses develop into this as well. Also, from what I saw, it takes a lot of materials to spawn, like Megalodon tooths, T-Rex tooths, all that stuff. Like, this thing is it's not gonna be easy to you know, summon, but once it's there, it's gonna be a nice little challenge to take on, and its tameability, I'm not really sure of at the moment, unfortunately. And finally, we have the Spinosaurus. So the Spinosaurus is a carnivore and of territorial nature. It is very comparable to a T-Rex, but it is less ferocious than it. However, one of the kind of pros of it is that it is fast on both land and water. It tends to stay close to its home at water, and it does even get less aggressive the farther it is away from water. So that is kind of something to keep in mind, that if you piss off a Spinosaurus, if you run away from the water, there's a good chance he'll just lose interest and head on back to his little home. Once tamed, this guy is an incredibly well-rounded and versatile mount, especially given its size and the fact that it's like an all-terrain vehicle. It can go on water, it can go on land, it's fast on both, it's almost as big as a T-Rex. This thing is going to be one of the best mounts out there, probably up there with the T-Rex, and definitely from what I'm hearing, it's going to be the most versatile one out there. And that's going to do it for the dossier den for this week. So the dossier releases are going to be going back to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday release schedule to my knowledge, so every week's episode should from now on have 3 dossiers in it, so keep an eye out for that, and I will hopefully see those dinosaurs next week. And now on to kind of the community corner parts of the series, where we take some of the questions from the comments, asking the dev and etc, and here we have some of those comments. So I did pick out 3 comments this week, and I am going to list them all here and talk about them very quickly. So the first one kind of pretty much is asking, is there going to be something like a full-fledged trank gun in game, possibly something that will serve as a trank method for higher tiers when you're higher tech, to, you know, be better for taking out those bigger dinosaurs that are not too easy to take out, stuff like that. Next up, a pretty good question that I found was asking about, will meat on your person ever actually attract carnivores to you? Because like velociraptors or something, you know, they could be hunting around, they could smell that meat on you and possibly hunt you, and that would add a pretty interesting aspect to hunting, whereas you don't want to stay out too long and you want to run back and put that meat away somewhere safe where it won't get found by dinosaurs and you won't get tracked because of it. And third is a question asking about implementing limb damage either for people and or for dinosaurs. So something like if a dinosaur's leg gets broken from a battle, it'll be a bit slower, you have to mend the wound. If a person's arm gets broken when they swing or something with an axe, it's less effective, stuff like that. Unfortunately, Jats was not really able to answer any of these. For the most part, he just said most of those are basically only possibilities at this point. And reason for this pretty much is that right now a lot of their focus is going into optimization and that stuff. So they don't really have a lot of time to be thinking about these like future ideas that they weren't even thinking about beforehand. Right now they're trying to focus on optimization for the most part, and then they're probably going to shift their focus back to content. So unfortunately for the time being, I think we might have to cut out the community corner until further notice, and that is actually very sad news to hear. But nonetheless, I do really want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Please continue commenting and all that stuff. I love seeing your guys' comments and everything. The support you guys show me is seriously unbelievable, and I do love to hear it. But for now, the community corner, I don't believe will be included until further notice and content starts being a lot more common. So again, we will have to see. Other than that though, that is about going to do it for this week's edition of ARK Digest. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. As always, I'm actually uploading an ARK series now with gameplay. You can go check that out on the channel. I've been streaming ARK pretty much every day on my Twitch channel as well. Link should be down below in the comment section, description. And really, yeah, I'm just loving ARK so far. Hopefully you guys have gotten a chance to play it, because it's a very fun game, and yeah, really, I can't wait, and hopefully, you know, maybe I'll meet some of you guys in game. But other than that, that is about going to do it for this week's ARK Digest. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, be sure to like, and it's Starsnipe signing out. Love you guys. See ya.